The title airline captain dates back to the days of shipping captains, and they are the captains of their own ship at 30,000 feet. They are the authority figure. What they say goes, and they're responsible for all souls on board. So when the horror stories emerged from yesterday's JetBlue flight, it sent a chill through the flying public. An airline captain going berserk, telling passengers to say their prayers because they were going down. But thanks to a brave first officer, other crew members, and passengers who moved fast and with incredible force, we're reporting nothing worse here tonight than a bizarre episode and what we might learn from it. We start off again this evening with Tom Costello in Washington. Hey, Tom, good evening.
Hi, Brian. The criminal complaint here released this afternoon says Captain Osbon showed up to work late on Tuesday. He missed a flight briefing and then became increasingly erratic as the flight left for Las Vegas. From the criminal complaint, we're now learning much more about the actions of 49-year-old Captain Clayton Osbon and what seems to have been a serious breakdown. Screaming about bombs and al-Qaeda, passengers had to use their own belts to restrain him and keep him away from the exit door. According to the affidavit, it all started as JetBlue Flight 191 was departing New York for Las Vegas. Osbon began talking about being evaluated by someone. He asked the first officer to take control as he made incoherent comments about religion. Osbon allegedly said things just don't matter, yelled over the radio at air traffic controllers to be quiet, then told his first officer we need to take a leap of faith and we're not going to Vegas. After abruptly getting up to use the restroom, an off-duty captain entered the cockpit, locked the door, and changed the combination. Meanwhile, flight attendants quietly alerted passengers they may need help. When Osbon realized he was locked out of the cockpit, he charged the door as the first officer got on the PA and asked passengers to restrain him.
He was screaming things out like, let me in, we got to get this plane down. You better start saying the Lord's Prayer. We got to get out, we got to get out.
A pilot's health is closely watched. The FAA requires a full medical exam every 6 months for pilots over the age of 40. A variety of mental health conditions will usually disqualify a pilot from flying. Among them, certain anxieties, bipolar or personality disorders, and psychosis. In 2010, the FAA announced it will allow pilots to fly while on certain non-sedating mental health medications. But a Chicago doctor who qualifies pilots for flight says it could be something else.
There are certain medical conditions which can certainly result in a rapid deterioration of a person's stability. A drop in blood sugar, for example, can do that.
We now know that Clayton Osbon has been flying for nearly 25 years. Since 2000, he's worked at JetBlue, most recently as a flight standards captain on the Airbus A320. On the Today Show, JetBlue's CEO said Captain Osbon has always been a consummate professional.
I've known the captain personally for a long period of time, and there's been no indication of this at all in the past.
Veteran pilots insist that the co-pilot was completely capable of flying and landing this plane on his own without the help of the off-duty pilot who came to assist, but it was welcome help. Brian?
Tom, a few folks had fun with this today. New York Post, this is your captain freaking, was their front page. But a point that should be made tonight, take a look at this graphic from our friends at Flight Tracking website. About 7,000 flights aloft in the air any given time. We should point out, all of them will go well and begin and end safely over the United States tonight.